welcome back to Heads Up. I'm Mark Acevedo.
I'm Joel Torres, aka Joey with the Biz.
It's April 19th, 2019. It's 1:40 p.m. and we're here with episode 5 of our weekly news show where we let you know what's going on with some of the announcements in the gaming world and let you know also what we've been playing. But there's a lot of news to get through this week, so what we've been playing will kind of just be pushed to the side because there's a lot of stuff to get into. I'm sure there's some stuff you've been hearing over the week, but we'll make sure to break everything down so that you have all the details and you know everything just as well as we do. But
we're gonna start off with the Mueller report.
What is that?
I'm just kidding. It's this like political thing.
No shit,
God, you're a fucking idiot.
All right, well, I mean, we'll start off with that too. So the first thing I've got is some Nintendo news. Or some Nintendo speculation.
Ooh, I love Nintendo speculation.
So
that's my favorite 90s punk band.
So Reggie is retiring from Nintendo, and he posted some pictures on Twitter of his retirement. But more specifically, the only reason
is he flooded with cash?
No, they're not. It's like there's a Mario like statue made that has his name on it. Some like a notebook that says like Reginator on it. And like some other stuff. But the important piece of this tweet is a picture that was given to him by Retro Studios. And Retro Studios is the studio that's known for their work on the Metroid Prime series and the Donkey Kong Country series. And the picture has Reggie in it. And he's surrounded by characters from both of the franchises. So on his right side is Donkey Kong, Diddy, and Dixie Kong. And then on his left side is Samus. And then there's another character, but you can't see that character because it's blocked by a Mario statue. But the reason why it's interesting, and people on Reddit are like kind of going nuts, is because you can see the character's hand.
Yeah.
And it's like a little silver robot hand, but nobody knows what game it's from. So they think it's from an unannounced game.
Or it might just be in Prime 4. Samus has a new suit.
And no, it's like, it looks very like little. So, like, but, I mean, there are some theories. One of the theories is that, like, in Metroid Prime 4, Samus will have a sidekick.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that might be it. But that's why I was like, it'd be interesting because they weren't making good progress and they want to go back to the drawing board.
Actually, the original Metroid Prime 4 development team, I think, was Bandai Namco. Mm-hmm. And then they came out and was like, this is not... Well, first we got stories that Retro was going to help Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
And then I think it eventually came out like that one. I don't know if they did it at a direct or it was just like a separate one-off video where they're like candid with the audience saying that development is not going well.
This shit's not working.
This shit's not working. And so that Retro, I think, is going to do like a full like just takeover of the game and just build off of what they have already built.
So you think that's just part of Metroid 4?
So yeah, I think that might be a part of Metroid 4, or it might be a part of a game that we don't know. But I think it might be a part of Metroid 4. Yeah. I think that Samus is gonna have a new suit, or like you said, a sidekick.
Whatever it is, though, it has to be something that's like. There's got to be some years of development behind it if they want to like send Reggie off with a picture of it. I don't think they're gonna put a character that was like, yeah, we scrapped him, but here you go, like, thanks for your career.
That'd be cool to have some things that nobody knows about a game.
But here's the thing too, is that because there's more to it. So even with that, one of the concept artists that works at Retro Studios retweeted the tweet and just put a winky face.
Oh.
So like it's something. Yeah. Even if it was a sidekick from Metroid Prime 4, like it's something that they're trying to hide.
Maybe we'll find out more about it at the Switch Direct for E3.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but apparently, yeah, some people go crazy about it. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like a really little character. This is the picture, actually, just so you can pull it up. It's behind the Mario statue, like little bronze looking. If you guys want to look at the picture too, you can just go on to Reggie Flame's Twitter, and actually it's PSMA. Well, but you can go to Reggie's Twitter from Nintendo, and that's where it's like officially posted, so you can see the picture of it. And it's like on the left side, and it's right behind the Mario statue. You see a little silver robot hand.
Fuck, is this his office? Because first of all, that shit is sexy as fuck.
Yeah, it's cool.
Damn, look at that countertop and woo! And that Mario statue is also dope. Fuck, I want to work at Nintendo.
Yeah.
They have a cool send off. Yeah, that looks like an actual like robot.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
The things that people were speculating, there's either this tiny sidekick thing, either it's a brand new game, or the hand belongs to Teleroboxer, a reference to a boxing game on the Virtual Boy.
I think that's probably... You know what? That's actually what it might be. I don't think it has nothing to do with any Metroid Prime 4 game because it was a bunch of characters.
But all of those characters were Retro Studios games. That's another important thing, is that there's Metroid on one side and then Donkey Kong Country, but those are all Retro Studios games, and the concept artist that retweeted the winky face currently works at Retro Studios.
Yeah.
But also I'm getting the like speculation stuff. They're from Reddit, but I got them from a Polygon article just to make sure credit is due where it deserves. So they kind of put together some of the theories that were found on Resetera and Reddit, which are just common forums that people go on. So I thought that was interesting, but I'm sure, like you said, probably at E3 is if there is any info on that, I'm sure they'll talk about it then.
It might be just like some secret like Nintendo thing that only people at Nintendo know.
I mean, maybe it's not a game. Maybe it's just a character coming to, I don't know, like Smash or something. But if nobody knows what the character is, that wouldn't really make sense. Unless it was that like Teller Boxer thing. But I don't know what that is either. Yeah, what you got for us?
Well, I got some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This actually broke like right after. Like the day after, like Saturday.
Yeah, this is Saturday, like right after last week.
All this came out of from the Star Wars Con that they do every year, and they usually announce like movies and video games and stuff like that. And EA made a big point saying that this is where we're going to release a bunch of Star Wars Fallen Order stuff.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch. Oh, we didn't get a bunch, but we got like enough.
Well, for what we've had before, this is a lot.
We got a trailer and a release date. The trailer features the main protagonist. His name's like Cal. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Kestis.
I'm not gonna try it, but yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce that. So you're following around with Cal. Cal's gonna be your new pal. And it takes you through like the seedy underworld of Star Wars. And as a Star Wars fan, this is kind of like my favorite part of Star Wars. Like, I don't really care for like the prequels, like the Senate and like how prim and proper everything is. I like kind of like the political, like I like stuff. Like the seedy underground. Like that's why Han Solo is my favorite character in Star Wars, because I like the Mos Eisley tavern where everybody's just there drinking and a bunch of like anything can happen at any point. And also it gave me like Star Wars 1313 vibes. But you're not actually a bounty hunter in this game. You're like a Padawan that fled from the Order 66, which is when Emperor Palpatine ordered all the stormtroopers to kill every single Jedi. And this takes in place between episode 3 and 4. So, like, I'm
quiet over here because I don't know shit about Star Wars.
I'm like so, you look so confused. You're like,
I'm like, oh yeah, Order 66. All right, yeah, I know that one.
Gosh, like, you're such a shame. But yeah, so you.
But it looks cool.
It looks really cool. So yeah, I like that it has a deep, dark, seedy underbelly of Star Wars vibe going on. It's probably eventually going to get like high fantasy like normal because you are a Jedi. You're a Padawan. You're going to eventually become a Jedi.
Well, hopefully they just have room to like explore all of that.
Yeah,
it's not a movie. They don't have to make it short. So hopefully it's like, well, you can go here and you can go there and all that stuff.
Don't. I mean, we can use short games.
No, I'm not saying like that, but like, okay, even if it's a short game, and I'm putting quotation marks in my fingers, even if it's a short game, it could still be like 6 to 8 hours. That's short, but that's long compared to like a movie or something. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And then also, EA made it very clear to say that there's no multiplayer or microtransactions in the game.
Yeah.
And something I found interesting is because Respawn Studios is making this, they're famous for the Titanfall series and now Apex Legends. And also, these are the former guys that headed up Infinity Ward that made Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
So they're actually a well-known shooter studio. This game has action melee combat that they describe as intentional.
What does that mean?
Intentional. So some people are speculating that it's going to be like Souls-esque.
Okay.
And I was like,
Yeah. Intentional.
Intentional
That's
combat.
A weird description.
It sounds like Souls-like to me, doesn't it? I feel like that's how I would describe like that gameplay.
Intentional? Maybe I'm just stupid, by the way. Like, maybe it's just like passing me by, but I'm like, if there's enemies, obviously I have to fight them. So,
yeah, but it's intentional in the fact of like it's very methodical and you gotta like plan your attacks.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's not like hack and slash.
I think that's what I interpret by when they say intentional combat and action melee.
Yeah.
That sounds like Souls-like. I mean, hopefully it's not, honestly. If we're having a lightsaber in our hands, I want it to be quick. I want it to be like Force Unleashed, basically. Just make a Force Unleashed game with new story. You're going to have your Force abilities and all that stuff. And also, it was kind of surprising is November 15th.
I was gonna say, yeah, when's it dropping?
Yeah, November
This year.
15th this year. Because the first time we heard about this game was
At last E3?
at last E3 when Andrea Renee went up to Vincent Lampella in the middle of like
In the stands?
what was it, the E3 conference?
It was
EA's conference.
I thought it was... Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was EA's conference at E3 or before E3 in the E3 time. And it was just like the most awkward thing ever. And I was like, oh yeah, we got a game.
Yeah.
Like, you got a name? And it's like, yeah, we got this Jedi Fallen Order. It's like, when's it coming out? Sometime next year, late next year. And I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah,
This is
because
not-
see,
like,
she
what?
she just went in the stands. There was nothing else to show. They didn't have a trailer. Like, the name came up on the screen.
I don't even think,
but-
they only had like one key art, like just Jedi.
And
like,
even the guy who said it didn't even sound excited. He's like, can you fucking, like, back off, lady? Like, we'll
Yeah.
announce it later.
I was like, whoa. I was like, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm surprised that this came out. I mean, but the trailer made it look like it's far along.
Yeah.
It looks like a nice trailer.
They, like, waited. But, I mean, that's
They
good.
at least understand the story.
Yeah.
And speaking of the story, is a writer on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 said that the story is very important to Respawn, saying that like that they want to take the story into like a big account, and which is interesting because like I said, they're a shooter studio. I don't know how many like story.
I mean, Titanfall 2 had a good story. It didn't have, like, a...
I know people love, but the thing is, I feel like it's a little hyped, the Titanfall 2 story.
The Titanfall 2 story, I was just about to say, it's kind of just like a fun blockbuster. You play through it and it's like, oh, cool, like, you're friends with your robot and stuff like that, but it's not like there's, like, a
People
deep
talk
lore
about it
being
like
built.
it's like Half-Life.
It's good. I thought it was fun. I would relate it to, like, a Call of Duty campaign, kind of.
Okay.
Like, they're
like
fun.
a good one.
Yeah.
Like Black Ops.
Yeah, like, Black Ops is, like, top tier.
Oh, you think Black Ops is better than
Black
Titanfall
Ops
2?
1?
Yeah, Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The campaign?
Damn.
The numbers?
I agree with you. I'm right here with you. I agree with you, Mason.
I'm saying, like, I would say, like, maybe...
But I feel like that's not a popular opinion at all.
Maybe not. But...
Because people love Titanfall 2.
Yeah, that's true, for sure. But what I mean is, like...
People love Titanfall 2, even though it didn't sell any copies, so I don't know how...
I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you know how in Black Ops, like, it's... The campaign is really good, there's fun, whatever, but with the whole numbers and thing, it's, like, it has a deep, like, actually story.
Yeah.
With other, like, Modern Warfare campaigns and stuff, it's like, oh, they're fun, but, like...
You got soap.
Exactly. There's not much of a story other than, like, Captain Price is here to fuck shit up again.
Exactly.
Like... That's what I kind of mean. Like, Titanfall 2 is like a fun blockbuster, but it didn't feel like they... I mean, they do build a lot of stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Like, you get a lot of lore from the games just by, like, playing the multiplayer, like, reading bios or, like, stuff like that. But, I mean, do you think for this Fallen Order, you think they'll be... I mean, obviously they're basing it off of, like, other Star Wars stuff, but do you think they're going to, like, completely make their own story? Or, like...
I don't know if this is canonical. I don't know. I think
yeah.
the game has to be canonical. I think.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm really asking.
Because when after Disney, like, purchased the Star Wars license, they kind of got rid of all the other, like, expansion universe stuff and said that that's just now in, like, this series called Legends. So that none of that is actually canonical. I don't know if the games now go under the Legends branch or the mainline Star Wars branch. Honestly, I would prefer the Legends branch. That way they can have a little more fun with the story, more flexible, and just...
I mean, so far, I mean, with this, and again, this is just because I don't know a lot about Star Wars, with how they're opening it, how you're saying he's, like, going away from the Order and stuff like that, is that a story you've ever heard before? Or no, you just haven't?
What? Like, the Padawan fleeing?
Yeah.
The thing is that this time period in Star Wars is not that much media that covers it.
Yeah.
And this is coming from, like, movies kind of guy. Like, I don't watch the Rebels or Clone Wars, and, and they're definitely more in this time period. So if you watch those, you might have had a storyline like that before.
Yeah, or you would maybe know more about it.
Exactly, but I know more about, like, the movies, and the movies they don't cover. The only movies that cover that are actually the best movies in Star Wars, like, of the new class.
Yeah,
which is Rogue One and Solo, which I know Rogue One is definitely in it because it's right before A New Hope. But Solo, I think, is in the same time period. It seems like that's the Empire controls everything. So those movies were done well, and I think those movies captured the, like, tension that was in that time period. Like, there was, like, just complete world domination by, like, this one galactic empire.
Yeah.
So if they and the trailer invokes the same thing too with the stormtroopers everywhere. So.
I mean, more single player is always good to me.
I love it, especially coming from EA after they canned the Visceral's single player. And it also sounds like they've actually been working on this game for a while.
Good, and it's a good studio to be working on it.
I know.
When they were originally bought too, remember, I don't know if you remember this, when EA originally bought Respawn, I was worried.
You're worried they're going to get closed down,
Yeah,
right?
I thought they were just going to buy it and close it.
No. Actually, Respawn looks like the best asset EA's made recently.
Just because since they acquired Visceral, they kind of like, oh, here you can work on this stuff, and then you don't really push anything out, and then, all right, Visceral, now you're kind of done. Like that kind of thing. So it was during that same period, so I was like worried, but obviously now there's nothing to worry about.
Respawn's been a pretty poppin' studio.
Well,
because it's not that old.
I mean, Apex too.
Yeah, because I can.
And that came out of nowhere. That's still crazy to me.
Yeah. They got Apex, 2 Titanfall games. Now this game coming out, probably a Titanfall 3 sometime next year or 2021.
Yeah.
So they're releasing a lot of games. So yeah, I hope this comes together. It looks like it's coming together. This is really something I like to hear, positive stories about Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
And this weekend was kind of a positive.
That EA will finally use the license correctly.
EA's using the license correctly, and the trailer did not look good, and it kind of brought me back in.
The trailer did not look good?
The trailer for the actual movie. Episode 9.
Oh, but I mean, what about the trailer for the game?
Oh, the trailer for the game, yeah.
So you're saying like the trailer for the movie came before, and then you saw the trailer for the game, and you're like, okay, I'm back. I got you.
Because it's a Star Wars convention. It's not just about video games.
Yeah,
it's about all the...
It's like a whole weekend.
Exactly. So they probably talk about the fucking TV shows that people love and all that shit, but I don't care about that, but I care about the movies and the games, and the trailer for both were amazing.
Yeah.
And the news we got for Star Wars Jedi is very good.
Yeah, that all sounds great. And then, I mean, the biggest news story of this week, and this will probably be the biggest portion, definitely the thing that we probably care the most about, is the PlayStation 5 interview.
It's here. It's right here with us. We got a dev kit, right?
Yeah, we've been working with it all day. So earlier in the week, Wired had an exclusive interview with Mark Cerny, who is the lead system architect of the PlayStation 4. And the interview basically was just talking about the hardware that's going to be in the next generation PlayStation. They didn't coin it PlayStation 5, but...
I like how you said the next generation PlayStation.
It rhymes. It sounds nice.
I know, like a nice little rhyme. The next generation of the PlayStation.
Yeah. So, but like, they're not calling it the PS5, which doesn't make any sense because it's obviously...
They're going to call it the PS5.
Yeah. They're just going to call it
Xbox One it.
Yeah, don't do that. Leave it how it should be. Just PlayStation 5 is just what it should be. Unless they're trying to... well, I don't know. You think they could try to change it and then have it be a thing where, like, from now on it just upgrades from this one? Even though that's the same as all of them, it's just, like, without a number.
Instead of saying PlayStation 4 Pro, that can be, like, PlayStation...
Whatever the hell. And
whatever
then,
the hell.
And then eventually it'll just be, like, PlayStation, I don't know, like, GS, XL.
I like the numbers. Because the numbers,
are good,
the numbers makes it feel connected. I mean, I know
it does.
It's like, oh, look, I got all 4 PlayStations.
Yeah. You got the whole family, and then like when you have the whole family, it'll be like, oh, I'm elite because I've got like the extra editions of the family.
Exactly.
Or you could be like me, and you could be like, all of mine are broken because I don't have any money, but I got some of them.
You're missing power cables on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 can't read this.
Yeah, my PS3 is disabled. Like,
God damn.
that's bad. But so they talked about the hardware of it, basically throwing out a lot of. If you're somebody who builds computers, you'll find all that super interesting. For me personally, I don't do that. So when they talked about, GPUs and CPUs and cards and all that stuff, I wasn't really paying super close attention to that. But they gave some examples that are easy for everyone to understand. Some of the most important things to know is it's not going to come out in 2019.
Oh, yeah, we knew that.
Which we knew, yeah, that would be very soon for it to come out.
Yeah.
They said it will be in stores 2020. They didn't say when, but it will be 2020. Makes sense also because PlayStation is not having a press conference at E3. So it just makes sense that like it's not coming out this year, and clearly they're holding off. Because,
so what I think is going to happen with the release of the PlayStation 5 this is not like a out there idea. It's a pretty common idea, I think.
Yeah.
With the most educated PlayStation fans, is that they hold off on PlayStation Experience last year, saying that they only want to do it when it's a big year and there's nothing to say. So they're missing E3, and I don't know if they're doing Paris Games Week or Gamescom
or Tokyo Games Week
or Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah,
they're probably going to do something there.
Yeah,
because it's right there. It's not. They don't have to go far for that. But I think they're going to have their PlayStation Experience. They're going to have it somewhere, obviously, in America.
And then they'll just do something.
And then they're going to release,
there.
they're going to release
Yeah.
PlayStation. I don't know if they're gonna say price and release date, but we're gonna get PlayStation 5. Like we're gonna look at see a controller or get an official announcement that it's coming.
I love it when they just bring the console out.
Oh my god!
See it.
It's like in the clear box, like it's
Yeah.
like the freaking president, like it can't get shot. That's like the best. I love that.
I love that too. Yeah. But yeah, there's no price. The only thing that he said about the price was he said for the hardware that you're getting, the price will be very attractive, which is vague because
it could be like $600. It's very attractive.
It's like, vague because the hardware that they're boasting is like ridiculously impressive, so it might be really expensive.
We're gonna get 8K graphics on our 1080p TVs.
Yeah. Somehow, like, just get the $600 console, but like you still have to have the rest.
I'm scared if I get the new PlayStation 5, it's gonna break my TV. Honestly, I don't.
It'd be too powerful.
Exactly, it's just gonna burst through it.
I mean, right now that's a better problem to have than having your system be the thing that's underpowered.
Yeah.
But so the main things that they were going over in hardware terms is ray tracing is a big deal. That's something that a lot of like in a lot of conferences, there's been examples of that and trailers showing kind of what ray tracing is. And to like break it down, ray tracing is basically a technology that highlights like how light and is reflected off of surfaces. So like wet surfaces and stuff like that, and shiny surfaces look like really realistic.
You're gonna see the mud in Joel's hair today.
But it's not. What Mark Cerny was saying is that it's not just a visual thing. Even like it's just rays, so like vectors, and it gets really complicated like mathematically and stuff, but like vectors inside the gaming world, so like even like audio, so like the way audio travels and bounces off of items and things like that, like there's so much that goes with it that he said will increase like graphic fidelity and like the way you play games. He said, see, another thing with that too is audio. He said in between PlayStation 3 and PS4, he wasn't super impressed with like how the audio had changed, but he's hoping that this next one will be like a huge jump. And even if you're just playing like on your TV speakers, like 3D audio will be a thing. So like if something's coming from above you or behind you, like it'll sound like surround sound even if it's just coming from your TV. But he does say the gold standard is headphones, which we pretty much all know. But I mean, I think that sounds cool. I don't really like. I never considered audio to be something that could be upgraded. I always look at it and I'm just like, well, it'll look better and run better. But
you know, what convinced me on audio is that Justin has a nice mic. He has an Astro headset.
Yeah,
which is like he has like $300 fucking headset.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then I took it once from his room, and because I think he was gone for a week. My parents and my other two brothers left. So I was like, oh, I want to use this headset. It looks cool. I finally used it for Rise of the Tomb Raider.
You didn't say you used it to rise something else.
No. I used it playing Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And it was just incredible. Like the way the sound was, I went into settings and put surround sound, like headsets and all that stuff. And it sounded amazing. It sounded incredible. And then like after that, I brought my own. I didn't get an Astro. I got some like Razer one that I regret buying.
Yeah. But
except if you want to sponsor the show, Razer, I love the headset.
In that case, it's the best one we've ever had.
But yeah, I got that Razer headset. I was kind of underwhelmed with it, but I still use it now, and it does sound better than just my janky 10-year-old TV speakers. But
yeah,
that's not something that I'm a big concern about. Like even though like I noticed that there's a difference. Like I can play my game like with the TV audio.
Yeah,
like I don't mind that.
But a good headset does go a long way. Like for me, TV audio is fine, but if it's a horror game, I do like having a headset.
I was just about to say horror games are the only exceptions where I played Resident Evil 7 with my headsets on.
Yeah, that's super nice. So they're saying ray tracing is a big deal. The audio they want to be a big deal. We'll have full 8K support, which is great, but there's not even. I mean, 8K TVs cost like $1 bajillion right now, so that'll be great later, but it doesn't really matter now. But then the biggest thing, and another thing that Joel was talking about, is their marketing is probably going to center around is their load times, which will be incredibly decreased because the PlayStation 5 or unnamed PlayStation will have a solid state drive in it. So the example they showed was Spider-Man PS4 running on a PlayStation 4 Pro. They did fast travel, and the load time between when the game loaded and he appeared on the other side of the map or whatever, it was 15 seconds. And then they did it on the new unannounced PlayStation, which they said they had in the studio with them with the interview, but nobody could see it because it was inside like a silver tower that like covered it. So they're trying to be like all secret with how it looks, even if it was a dev kit. But anyway, it was it loaded in 0.8 seconds, so less than a second.
Jesus.
And it's the same like fidelity and stuff. Also, with how powerful they're saying the next PlayStation is, when you're playing Spider-Man on PS4, PS4 Pro, you only go so fast swinging, not because they capped it, but because the system can only load in the environment quick enough based on how fast you're going. So basically, if you were to play it on the next generation PlayStation, which also, big note, they're saying it's backwards compatible, so you could play all your PS4 games on it, you would be able to hypothetically swing way faster on the next generation system, because it would be able to load in the environment so much quicker that you wouldn't have a cap on it. Which is interesting, because I thought it was just like, well, that's just the max speed you could go. I never thought of it that way. Yeah,
this is interesting. Like we were talking about before we turned the mics on. I don't mind paying more, honestly, if this PlayStation 5 is PlayStation 4, but just no load times.
Yeah.
Like everything is snap. I go in the store, I go instantly into the store. I don't wait 15, 45 seconds, a minute. Like it's so random. Sometimes it's really quick. Sometimes it takes me forever. Sometimes I gotta back out.
When you're playing a game is so fucking slow now.
Yeah.
On PS4. Like if we're playing, especially if you're playing a game that's even like medium demanding.
And even if this is the most rare occurrence, I'm pretty sure none of you have done it. But if you play a split screen multiplayer game, your PlayStation 4 basically can't run.
Yeah. Yeah, it really can't. I mean, if all you're trying to do is like, oh, let me accept an invite.
Like, it would take you 15 minutes.
It's just going to go to a blue screen. You're going to see those symbols like, hey, go fuck yourself. We're going to keep spinning forever. Like, it just takes a long time. So, I mean, it makes sense that that's kind of like their big thing that they want to...
So, if in the marketing, if they push better internet connection speeds because they put, like, a better router in there or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And... no load times, not no load times, but just like super minimum. They're gonna go no load time, so like
he did say though it's not just like a single player thing. He did say that they're working on it for multiplayer too, so like in lobbies and like when you're accepting or whatever with invites and when you're creating loadouts and stuff, they want it to be you just get back into playing the game quicker and not like you just have to wait and wait. So I mean, obviously that makes sense, but that's good that they're considering all aspects of it. But with the backwards compatible thing, do you think it will be digital only, or do you think it'll work for like all discs too?
I saw this question start popping up.
And how far do you think it'll go back? Like, do you think it's just PS4, or do you think it'll be like all of them going all the way back?
I think it's gonna. I mean, if it's not digital backwards compatible, then I don't know what the hell is the point of making this announcement. Nobody cares if the disk drive is backwards compatible, which I don't think that...
You're saying nobody cares if it is?
Nobody cares.
I think that's a big deal.
I mean, it is a big deal. I mean, congratulations, you can play your disc if you buy disc. I don't buy disc, so that's why I don't care.
I'm not okay, but that's like the second part was like how far going back, like do you think it'll also support like PS3, PS2, PS1? Because if that's the case, disc drive is a huge deal. I don't think the
disc drive would definitely... No, it's not going to do that.
You think? I mean, the PS3 did that at first. That's why I'm saying it's possible.
They had to sell it for $600.
Oh well,
that costs too much money, I think, to make a system that can read
everything,
5 generations of media.
Although it gets cheaper and cheaper, and it would be the same as PS3 because but that's unnecessary. The discs haven't changed. It was just Blu-ray until. I mean, I know you're saying that's
a little unnecessary. I just would prefer everything being backwards compatible online. Everything is back.
If that's the case, I expect
PS4. I don't expect PS3, and I don't expect us to ever to be able to go backwards compatible to PS3. I think we can even go backwards compatible to probably PlayStation 2 and 1 physical wise, but I mean they just re-release them on the store.
Yeah.
But I think the PS3, there's obviously we see there's the problems from the PS3 rise its ugly head last week with the PlayStation name change. Like just everything about the PS3.
Yeah.
I don't know, that shit just don't work on anything else besides the PS3.
Yeah.
It has to do with the cell processor and how they made it all different and the architecture of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just don't ever think we're gonna get those. We're never going to get those...
it's too different.
Yeah, we're never going to get those digital games that we brought from there. You're not going to be able to download, like...
Which sucks,
your Plus games that you first got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good topic. Just curious about it. Obviously, since I am poor and greedy, I want them to just put everything on there. But I think what you're saying, I think, is honestly how it'll go. I think it'll support PS4. I think it will have a disc drive. Because I'm pretty sure they said that it does have a disc drive. It's not a discless system. I know that. So
you think they're gonna come out with 2 SKUs? The people are saying that it might come out with two SKUs. Like one is with the disc drive and one is completely all digital, like the Xbox.
Maybe they might.
and it knocks like $50 or $100 off the price.
I think that would be smart. Because I think some people, like you're saying, like you buy most of your stuff digitally. Yeah.
I really don't use digital that much. I don't use physical that much. But the thing is, when you do use physical, you're like, oh, I kind of like.
It's
not that you
nice
missed it. It's kind of nice for us, where it's like, oh, I can just lend you the game.
And it has benefits, but I mean, I don't know if it even has negatives to me, really. Because some people are like, oh, you might lose it and break it.
Yeah, like,
but you gotta be like dumb to break it.
Not if you have
you
like,
ever broken
kids.
a game?
People have kids. I don't have kids.
I know, but I'm saying like.
But I'm saying,
have you ever broken a game?
No, but my little brother fucking broke my Modern Warfare 2 copy, and I was pissed as fuck the first night.
No, I don't remember that.
I remember that.
That's crazy.
I was there, and then I had to buy that game 3 times because my brother broke it the first time. I bought it again. I didn't buy it. My parents bought it.
Yeah. What happened to it?
And then that copy, I don't know what happened. I think I sold it to GameStop to get like credit on a game or some shit.
Buy it back.
And then I bought it back on like a pre-owned version later on. And I was like, dude, I really want to play Modern Warfare.
And if it gets remastered, we'll buy it again.
Oh, definitely. So I would have bought that game 4 times.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that can happen. And I don't.
Oh, I just thought about a topic for the Patreon show.
Oh shit. But so I don't think they're actually going to do the all discless one, because then people are going to be like, wait, which one's which? And like, it's so hard for people to even know anything about like. It's not hard. Video games are very popular, but I feel like every time I go into a video game store or like a video game section of a Best Buy or Target, like I know so much more about video games than the people working there.
I completely agree.
And there's no disrespect to that, but it's like I kind of want like an informed opinion. And I know that there's no. They don't pay people a lot of money to do those jobs and stuff like that. Like it's not like they care. Like, oh, do you know anything about video games? They're like, oh, you know who Mario is? Yeah, get the fuck on the floor.
But still, to throw a little bit of fire on that little story time, because that is kind of ridiculous. Like I've been into GameStop before and they have those demo booths, so like, you know.
Like I remember I went up to a guy, I was like, can I get an NES, or do you guys have the NES Mini or SNES Mini?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we got this. He took me to some fucking like third-party Sega Genesis, and I was like, dude, off the top of my head, I would be like, no, we don't have it, because we have this.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But I went in there, and they were somebody. I was playing Drive Club on the demo thing, and this was in 2014, so this was before I had a PS4. So I just went in there and I like to play it a little bit, and one of the employees came up behind me and he was like, oh man, like that's what is that, like the new Gran Turismo? First of all, there wasn't a Gran Turismo on. I mean, this is obviously me just being a bitch.
I'm about to say, wait, that's more like I could see that happening.
But still, though, I mean, like there wasn't even a Gran Turismo announced for the PS4.
But
until
he but this is what I'm saying. He could have got confused because Gran Turismo 6 was released in December of the PlayStation.
Yeah, but this was 2014. Those games didn't even look similar. Also, like, no, but I'm just saying, like, he like didn't even know what game it was. And like you've had, and
I feel like you can get confused on racing games. I mean, I wouldn't, because I'm not an idiot, but...
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
But that's just hard for people who don't play those type of games,
but if you work at a game store, you should know. But even
if you don't play those games, there's people who don't play racing games.
Then don't work at a game store.
Oh, because you don't play racing games, but you play every other game?
No, but I'm just saying, like... I mean, I don't know. Whenever I go to a game store and I'm buying a game...
We have a high bar for what... Because we know a lot, so we expect you to know a lot if you work in a store called GameStop.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's just not... Some people just view that as a job, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's true. Like, Best Buy, I'm a little bit more lenient on, because I'm like, okay, well, there's somebody that works in the technology department, but
that's what I'm saying. Well, Best Buy and Target, it's like, I don't even try asking, because it's like, just, can you get the key, please, or whatever. Yeah. It's not really like I try to ask them questions. But honestly, who goes to stores anymore and not with an informed opinion knowing what you're going to buy? I mean, you don't go to GameStop and be like, oh, did this game get like a 9? Is it good at all? You just like, you have 1,000 reviews that come to you. And then you go in and you buy the game that you want. Like, I understand if you're going like pre-owned shopping, which we do sometimes because we're broke, and we just be like, let's see what...
And that's honestly the reason why I go there most of the time. It's just look at their pre-owned stuff.
You just be like, oh, what game have I not played that I forgot about, and it's like $5 now, and you just like end up with a copy of Arkham Collection or whatever you have.
Yeah, and I was gonna say another thing that's I mean, I guess it's worth noting is, even though like they just view it as a job, a lot of the times they're probably used to selling to parents who don't know a lot about games, so it's probably easier.
Yeah.
And the parents are just gonna be like, oh, okay. Because the thing for me is, if I go to GameStop and I'm going in there and just get like a pre-owned game for like dirt cheap, and I go to the register and they're like, "Oh, do you want to pre-order?" I'm not making them sound dumb. That's mean.
Jesus
but like,
Christ, Mark.
But it's kind of true. They're like, "Oh, do you want to pre-order like this?"
Because they have to say it. It sounds like it's the same lady at Walgreens where she's like, "Hey, you want to order a freaking
Were
car?"
you there when? I don't know if you were there or not. I forget. But there was one time I was there and was trying to get an M game. I think I was like 17. But Alex wanted to buy it, and because I touched the game and handed it to Alex, they didn't let us buy it.
What the?
That's ridiculous. But I mean, they get in like severe trouble.
You know what's funny though is I got my ID checked recently when I went to go get Far Cry New Dawn.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, what? You're asking for my ID? It's like, wow, I forgot that they actually do that because I haven't brought an M game. Or I mean, when I usually buy physical versions of games, I get them from my Switch.
Yeah.
Which are E most of the time, so. I haven't bought an M game in a while, and then I got my ID checked. It made me feel old. Yeah. It made me feel young. Actually.
Yeah. It makes yeah. It's. I mean, they do that sometimes, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I guess it's just sometimes, for us, for just people who know a lot about games. I'm sure you've had an experience where you've gone.
And to tie it all back in together, all these like things these little things that they know, the all discless version and the PS4 disc version. And the names, and it's going to get confusing.
It does get confusing.
So I think that you first come out with just a regular, traditional console.
Yeah. And it continues to get more and more confusing because, like you said, they release more versions, and you don't know which one you're looking for, and then they don't... I mean, you probably do, but they might not.
Yeah.
Or they might not be able to help or that kind of stuff. But I just want to know what it looks like.
Me too. That's what I love.
I mean, I want to know a lot of other things, but...
I love the controller. Also, how much do you think this bad boy is going to be?
I think it'll be...
Because they said the price is what? He says you're going to get a lot for what you're paying for,
They said it's attractive. Yeah, he said it's attractive for the hardware that you're given, considering the hardware is so good. I'm thinking the price will be... If PS4 launched at $399, and that was after Xbox announced their price, so arguably they might have switched it.
They didn't switch it, Mark.
All right. So, well, I think...
The Xbox One was more expensive, $100 more because of the Kinect.
I think it'll be $500.
RIP Kinect. Do you think it's going to be $500?
I think it's going to be more than the PS4, but it won't be as much as the PS3. Because from what they're making it sounds like it should be more than the PS4. You think it'll be the same? Because what are they selling?
I think...
What are they?
I don't know. $500 is a lot of money.
What do you think? How much do you think it'll be?
I think they can charge $500.
Well, isn't
I think $500 is the max that they.
Is a Pro 300 or 400?
It's 400.
Then I think it'll definitely be.
But
500.
now it's like 300. It's one of those things where they release the price, which we'll talk about later. But the actual deals that are in store are never the actual price. So yes, the MSRP of a PlayStation 4 Pro, I think, is $400, but nobody pays $400 for a PlayStation. Like you get it for $350, $300 on a deal or somewhere. So I think that this is probably. I think 500. I think it's gonna be 500.
Yeah.
But if it's 400, that shit's so competitive.
Well, 400 would be great.
400 is like happen. I think that's like kind of. It's like borderline from making just like a quick dumb decision. To like being like $500 is $1,000. Like some people be like, that's kind of like a big investment.
It is for sure.
$400 is right above like that just quick purchase of like a mini that's like $80 to $150, and like where you have to think about it long term, like 500 and up. Yeah, it's like $400. Like I'll just get it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean. Even if it's like 600 though, we're both gonna be like,
oh yeah, like day one. Don't worry about it. I'll figure a way to get it.
I'll grab the debt. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be in between there. The thing I don't think is, I think it's the 400 to 600 is like the green zone. I think there's no way in hell it'll be above 600.
Wait, you think it can be $600?
Oh, I think it's possible.
Hell no, that shit is not $600.
But I think it's possible.
They're not saying $599.
They're also not saying a price at all right now. They're just waiting.
It's not going to be $600.
Okay, I'm saying that I think that's the zone for me that I think is possible. I think anything above 600 or anything below 400, not possible, not going to happen.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be below 400, of course. Yeah.
I think 600 is possible, though.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but they're saying a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
They are. And with the backwards compatible thing, that's probably why the PS3 was so damn expensive.
They just charge that much because they can.
Well, why can't they now? If you think about it, actually, they're in the lead when they did the PS3, they were in the lead because of PS2, and then they're in the lead now because of PS4.
That's why I've been nervous, Mark, the past couple months, because
They think they can just do whatever they want.
Because I get scared when PlayStation has confidence, it makes bad decisions.
Yeah, that's true.
We need it to be underachieving, the underdog fighting from the bottom. We get nasty.
We can get the deals.
We get the deals. We get the wins.
And then we're like, we feel cool because we're like, oh, we played these games you never heard of because they're so good. And they're like, no, we didn't play it because the system sucks.
Jesus Christ. You got anything else for us?
Yeah, some smaller stuff. I mean, that was the big one. But another thing that I have is Capcom released a look at the Capcom Home Arcade, which is
how much is this, by the way? Because we have
$260.
See, my idea earlier about the PlayStation 2 Classic?
This is like, 260 is ridiculous, but for people who are huge fighting game fans, I guess it's not that ridiculous because fighting pads are really expensive. And the thing is,
Aren't they like $150?
I don't know. I know they're really expensive though. Like for people who play competitive fighting games like Tekken and stuff, fighting pads get really expensive. But so the Capcom Home Arcade is it's a two-person fighting pad. So it has two joysticks and two sets of buttons on it, and it's the actual word Capcom. And it has a bunch of games preloaded onto it. It'll be coming in late October. It's available for pre-order in Europe right now only. But it looks interesting, and some of the games look cool on it. It has, Street Fighter 2. It has Eco Fighters. It has a lot of fighting games. It has Alien vs. Predator. There's a full list right now of games that are on it or games that are going to be coming to it. But
there's a lot of games that we don't know. This is definitely not our generation.
Yeah. I definitely didn't look at it and I'm like, wow, these are great. I've got to have this. But something that some people were apparently kind of upset about is the emulation that it uses is called FB Alpha. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why people were kind of like having their panties in a twist about it is
because they can download it for free in 30 seconds.
Well, because the emulator is free software, but Capcom is using it and selling it, so they're profiting off of like an open source software.
And you're not allowed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that, but FB Alpha said that Capcom purchased like licensing for it, so it's okay. But I guess people were just upset about it.
Purchase licensing.
I don't really
Capcom has the license, and they illegally made those games. They can do whatever they want with that.
I didn't really get it. I just thought it was worth noting that
they can shut that shit down. What are people complaining about?
People were like, "Oh, it's open source. They shouldn't be making money from it." Who cares?
It's their product. Those are their games.
It's not like they're just re-releasing using that emulation. It's because of they're putting it onto that fighting stick. And if the fighting stick is really cool, and if somebody is huge fans of those games, like maybe it's worth it. Yeah. And they said that emulator is like one of the best emulators for those kind of games.
Yeah. And how much was it?
260.
260. So.
Which is expensive.
So, audience, I'm gonna let you in behind the curtains. Before we started recording this, me and Mark were talking about a PlayStation 2 Classic, and I told Mark, I proposed the idea that if PlayStation does it right, they should have a PlayStation 2 that's $150.
Yeah.
With 60 games on it.
Yeah.
With 60 60 classic games,
great games.
60 classic PlayStation 2 games that spread all genres and everybody's niche. You're gonna have your Tony Hawks, your Jack and Daxter, Slides,
your Need for Speeds, Grand Theft Autos,
everything. You're gonna have everything, and there's at least gonna be 20 to 30 games that whoever buys it they're gonna appreciate.
Yeah.
And then 30 others that they can explore that, or if they didn't play them. And I said $150, and then Mark was like, "That's kind of steep. This shit is $260."
I'm not going for it. It is steep.
Man, that's expensive.
I think it's because of the fighting pad. Then
I mean, obviously, it's because the whole. But still, it's the whole aesthetic. That's the price is in the product.
It does look really cool.
Not necessarily in the content. It's in the product. Which the reverse, this would be in the content because you want to play those 60 games.
Yeah, a PS2 Classic would be great if they had, and they would have to have the emulation on point. They can't do. PlayStation 1 Classic,
they'll do it right.
Slow Tekken.
They'll do it right.
I hope they do.
So hopefully, that's what when I mentioned earlier. I think I mentioned it earlier that my PlayStation 2 idea. I wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah,
I think that would be great.
I think that would be great too. I would buy one.
All right, I got another news story here about the Xbox One S All Digital Edition. Now, have you heard everybody getting upset about this?
I haven't, but this isn't next gen, right? This is just a version of what we have now.
It's the One S.
It's the One S, but without
no
disk drive.
Disk drive. It's gonna
solid state's not a disk drive.
Solid state is the memory.
Not to just act like a you're wrong, but just
Solid state is the memory.
Yeah, exactly.
My bad. It's gonna be released May 7th. And the issue is that it's $250.
How much is a regular disc drive one?
This is where I mentioned earlier about I forgot what
we were talking about how like if they released a PlayStation 5 with or without a disc, there should be a price difference.
Yeah.
What's the price difference?
So the price difference here is only $50. MSRP. But most Xbox One S's you can find on deals like for $200.
So there's So there's not a lot of incentive to do that.
So there's not. I mean, buying it straight from Xbox, like going to Microsoft Store and like buying it, there's no incentive truly to do it because it's $250 technically.
Does it have more space?
It has a terabyte of space, which I think the One S has.
It's the same as the one I have, yeah.
Yeah, they have a terabyte of space. It comes with Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 3.
Forza Horizon 3?
Yes, not
4. Not even 4.
Yes, and one controller, obviously.
I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing, but...
But here's an interesting thing. So everybody's upset $250.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer always said that this will always be the cheapest Xbox available on the market. So that this is the price that they're selling it to I guess the MSRP is the price they're selling it to, like the people that buy it.
Just like retailers,
Yeah, but the retailers have the ability to change what they sell it for.
Yeah.
Based on so he's kind of insinuating basically like this shit's gonna be a deal. Like I think it's gonna be, it might be when it hits, maybe after the first week or two, it might be like 180.
Which would be a great price.
Which would be like an actual more. I was thinking this thing was gonna be $150.
That is real cheap though.
$150?
Because it's
all digital. What the hell are you paying for?
But it's still able to play everything that a regular one would be able to play. They just can't put a disc in there. And for those people who care, and I am one of those people, this means you can't watch movies on it, like Blu-ray discs and stuff.
You just rent that shit.
Okay, but see, that's the thing. If that's not a big deal to you, there's no difference in the Xboxes. From what you're telling me, there's no difference minus the being able to put a disc in. It's going to be able to run all the games the same way. It probably still has the native HDR and stuff like that a regular Xbox One S has. So it's great that there's a price difference, but I wouldn't expect there to be a huge price difference. Because I can't imagine a disc drive costing that much, considering like fucking DVDs have it. You know, like all it is reading Blu-ray discs.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, at least
there should be a price
at least
difference.
$200.
That's cheap.
$250?
What I think is if they had it like. If it was,
you know what's funny though? Like IGN kind of did like a smart ass review. Like they were like, these are the bundles that are cheaper than the Xbox One. This is all digital, and it had a list of all the bundles because I'm pretty sure people were waiting to see how cheap it was because they probably like. I was looking forward to seeing the price because I was like, I want to get an Xbox One eventually.
And that would be what make you pick it up if it's cheap.
If it was like $150, I'd be like, oh, I'll buy it when it comes out.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then you pay like $20. Now you pay $15 teasers.
Get it on sale.
You pay $15 a month for Game Pass and Live with the new Xbox
combined.
Yes, with the new Xbox Game Pass Ultimate that was also announced at the same Xbox thing.
So it's cheaper now because Gold is $9.99 a month, and so is Game Pass $9.99.
Yeah, so you save $5 a month.
Okay, that's actually a good deal. Because Game Pass is nice.
Yeah. So they also I think this was 2 separate events where they announced these things. Yeah. But yeah, that was also announced by Microsoft this week.
It was kind of
so
weird.
That's what I was saying. If you sell this for like $150, include like a month free of this service, and then after that $150, okay, you took a price hit on that. But if everybody's paying $15 a month,
you're making money.
You're making money.
Yeah.
So I think
it's all digital, so they're like.
So I think they should have tried to aim a little lower and try to get more people in.
Yeah, I think that would be smart. I think that'd be a really good idea to kind of get people in right at the end too before they do their next thing.
Because now, if you want to play like me, if I want to hop on and play, I want to play Sunset Overdrive. I want to play Rise. I want to play Dead Rising, whatever the fuck.
But you don't want to play Rise, but I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Xbox has its games where, as a PlayStation console guy,
only, for sure, yeah.
Where it's like I didn't play the Retro Replay. That seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
Rare Replay. Ori and the Blind Forest. That's a great game I've heard about. Like,
and then. For me, I'm a racing fan, so every Forza...
Is that game called Quantum Break?
Quantum Break, yeah.
Quantum Break. So yeah, they have some games that are interesting.
Yeah, they do, for sure. A cheaper would obviously be nice.
But I think that this game is eventually... this console is going to be... It's not going to be $250.
I picked up my Xbox One S for, I think, $300?
Really?
Or $350?
You got it fairly soon when it came out, yeah.
I got it when it came out, and I got it... It was bundled with Battlefield 1. But I didn't get the Battlefield 1 edition where like your system is that matte gray. Mine is just a regular Xbox One S, and it came with a digital copy of Battlefield 1S. or Battlefield 1S, just regular Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1.
I agree. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it should be cheaper, especially so late. Like they're not gonna have a whole lot more to be released now. It's kind of like you're just getting. Yeah,
they're gonna release
edition.
the Xbox 2 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh God, I hope they don't name it that. That's so stupid, that naming, the way they do that. But you got any other stories?
That was my main one out. I had a little.
Here.
Huh?
Getting a little limp over here. I don't have a lot more.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, do you have any other story? Because the only other story I really have is Troy Baker clapping back at Randy Pitchford.
That's like a part 2 from a previous episode.
Yeah, that's just like a little like progress where he said that basically said that it sounds like Randy wasn't getting correct information because he was told that the Gearbox didn't want him, Troy Baker. He told Randy Pitchford to get his facts correct before he starts tweeting. And
for anyone who might not have heard it before, like to just kind of give you a brief recap, it's because Troy Baker didn't get the role of Reese, who is returning to the Borderlands series from Telltale. But when Randy Pitchford was asked about it, he said that somebody who worked on the audio team told him that Troy turned down the role. Like they offered it, but he turned it down. And then now there's the clapback because that's not the case. So obviously information wasn't relayed correctly. Yeah. So now they're gonna duke it out.
Yeah, we were talking about who would win in a fight.
sweaty Vegas performer Pitchford or Troy Baker.
The smooth boy from South Carolina.
His acoustic guitar and his long hair.
Exactly. That's like a celebrity death match.
With his little hat.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, so that was the only other story I really had.
Yeah.
It's just a little continuation on that.
Some trailer cleanups. There's some, if you like fighting games, there's some pretty good stuff this week trailer wise. For Super Smash Ultimate, they showed a walkthrough of Joker from Persona, and I think he looks fantastic. He looks really cool. His main weapons look like he has like a sword with him and he has a pistol at all times. And he just looks super cool. But there's that, and then also, even though it comes out next week, Mortal Kombat 11 released their launch trailer this week, which looks really cool for multiple reasons. It shows a lot of story stuff, but it kind of teases characters that they actually haven't shown up until now. Don't know if they're playable or not, but they're like in the trailer. You can easily see Sector and you can see Cyrax, but then at the end of the trailer, it looks like Fujin is in it. But none of them are... there's only a couple spots left on the roster that haven't been revealed, and... Shang Tsung still hasn't been on there, but they showed him as part of the crypt. Like, there's a lot of speculation of what characters could be in there, if they're playable or not. Shiva was also in the trailer. If you have a really keen eye, you might have saw that. They also showed the reveal trailer for Shao Kahn. He's a pre-order bonus. I think it looks fantastic. So, if you like fighting games, specifically Mortal Kombat or Super Smash, some really cool trailers came out this week. You should check those out. And if you're a Fortnite player, just a small thing. If you play the creative mode, Fortnite actually has a tournament for it where Fortnite Creative it's a competition that starts on April 29th where players must survive trials that are crafted by community creators, and each event will represent a different challenge to overcome. Finalists will be kind of fighting for a pool of $3 million, which is kind of like the headline because that's a ridiculous amount of money to be a prize pool.
That is a lot of money.
As we all know, Fortnite is like not just a video game. It's like a whole...
It's a lifestyle.
It's like...
It is a lifestyle. You wake up and play Fortnite.
Victory Royale tattooed on your ass.
Exactly.
But, so yeah, there's a $3 million... and the events will be on a week-to-week basis, and they end on June 7th. So if you're somebody who plays Fortnite and you like the creative mode, that's something you could look into. And that's kind of, that's most of the stuff that's been going on. The PlayStation 5 is just the biggest one.
Yeah.
There's not a lot given, but like you could still speculate for... Oh, another thing I didn't even mention with that story is there are a bunch of studios, first-party studios, that have had the dev kits for some times and are working on games, which is not a surprise.
Yeah.
But
I feel like we knew that.
He said that in addition to that, though, like as of now, they're starting to just release more dev kits so that like people who are developing games either for PS4... like they can make it compatible to also be with
up-res
it. Exactly. PS5 and like Death Stranding will just probably
like save as PS5 version.
Yeah, exactly. So
just kidding.
That's how they're doing that. So more dev kits are out there. So I'm sure we'll see leaks of some kind. I mean, I know there's always people that post like whack ass leaks
Like
and,
you saw
it
the
looks
fake
so
PlayStation 5
Yeah.
recent one where it's like a big circle. I'm like, eh.
Yeah, you just
Come
know,
on, that
you
looks
know
so
it's not
fake.
real. Yeah.
But if you're gonna make a fake one, at least try to make it look real. But also, you know what I forgot about the Xbox All Digital? That's like that. Another thing that I wanted to get it for is that
Yeah.
they have over 550 classic Xbox 360 games and
Over
original Xbox.
550?
Yeah.
Oh, just like on the store and like Games Pass
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
No, but not in Games Pass. Also, like in the store where you can buy it.
Yeah.
So like if I wanted to go play Mass Effect, I can do that simply on there.
See, that would be nice, but there's
Red Dead Redemption, right there, boom.
again, there's no difference if you could just get a regular Xbox One S. You still have all those capabilities.
Oh yeah, I know.
They got it. Yeah,
I
you're
know.
right. They do.
But what
they
I'm
have to
saying is,
make
like,
it cheaper.
if they made it cheaper, look, they could sell it
Yeah.
on a bunch of things. Where it's
And
like,
yeah.
you can't play these games on PlayStation 4. $150. Boom, you come here, you play all the PlayStation 3 games you missed.
True. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously not gonna play exclusives, but you can play third party games that.
You can play a lot of those. Yeah, like those generation games that you missed out on. That's a good point. I think it's a good idea if you don't have one. If it's cheaper. If it's
Yeah.
cheaper than getting a regular Xbox One S, get it.
Currently is not.
I don't think there's any point in getting a regular like fat Xbox, like an original one, even if it's cheaper, because they're hideous and they're really ugly. They're also kind of ugly, so
Jesus Christ.
don't get one.
Okay.
I think the Xbox One S's are sexy though. We were talking about
Yeah,
that.
I think it's the best looking console
And they're really
of this
nice.
generation.
I love the little chime sound when you turn it on too.
Yeah.
The dee-dee-dee. I like that.
PlayStation 4 sounds like a fucking airplane taking off.
Oh yeah,
Well, mine does at
shit is
least.
scary.
Yeah.
Especially once you start a game that's big, it just continues to get louder and louder until you have to like turn the volume up on your TV.
Have you been playing anything this week? Let's talk about what we've been playing.
Oh, we're talking about what we're playing. You know what I did? I wasted a fat chunk of time on this. So, with Black Ops 4 for the zombies mode, recently, like
I saw you've been playing zombies a lot.
when the game, yeah, and I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna wait for the next map to come out because I finished cleaning up all the trophies for Ancient Evil.
Jesus.
But they've made when the game first came out, it wasn't strong enough to like support high rounding.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people were mad about Classified's Easter egg being like, oh, you got to get to round 150 to see the cutscene. But now the game is stable enough where you can try that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try that. And there's really no point in doing it. If you want to see the cutscene, you can just go on YouTube and see it. But I wanted to do it because, like, in Black Ops 3, if you did every Easter egg, you would get the bonus of, like, now your starting pistol is different. Or, like,
Yeah.
like the super Easter egg bonuses that you get when you complete every Easter egg. So I wanted to try it. So I tried it, and I got to around 75 on Classified. I never went down, but that was after 6 hours of just, like, constant playing. And I was only halfway to 150, so I just didn't like follow through with it. Maybe I'll get back to it another time, but like it wasn't even fun because when you get to
That does not sound fun at all.
especially because the method that I was doing, which isn't glitching, it's just so easy. If you there's a perk in the game, Victorious Tortoise, where if you have your shield out, you can't get hit from any side.
Yeah.
You can sit right next to the table, have the shield out and just shoot it, and then when you run out of ammo, just buy ammo from the shield. You can't
my
get hit that
gosh.
way, and you just do that. So it was working perfectly for me. And I never even went down or anything, but I just quit the game because I was like, I maxed out my XP for that prestige. So I was like, well, I'm just wasting time. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll try that if they announce what like the reward is. But if they haven't, I don't want to like spend 12 hours in a game just
That
to get
does
like
not.
a
Yeah.
pistol.
That does not sound fun.
But that's pretty much what I've been. What I know I did that. I mean, I played some Tekken earlier this week, and then I played some more Yakuza 6 because I'm still going for that platinum. But nothing new really.
Yeah.
That's mostly the round 75 was like I literally spent like most of a day doing that, and then I just like I don't want to do this.
Damn.
And then I went to go see Shazam, and that movie was really good.
Oh, that's
I
good
like
to
that a
know.
lot.
I hope that was good. I wasn't sold by the trailers of that game, of that
Yeah.
movie, but for me though, I really haven't been playing much. I've been going back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, chipping away at that slowly.
You made any more progress on Sekiro?
No,
No. Damn, you said no. I'm
my
good.
life is too stressed out right now for me to handle Sekiro. And yes, I'm not okay. So last week I had a 2,000 word paper due.
Oh God, people are coming here to enjoy this.
And now, if you want to
Dude,
hear
it's
more
just-
stress about more papers,
They're here while
today,
they're trying to not write their papers.
today I have a 7 to 8 page paper. It's probably going to be a 6.5 for you know, if we're being honest right here, 6.5 because you know they count that 7. It says 7.
Just get
7 pages.
Get your works cited.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count. You can't finesse that.
Yeah, they know. This is not high school.
This isn't. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll just give him a 6.5. And then
That sounds
that
like
didn't
something
sound.
else,
That
yeah.
didn't sound. That's not how I meant it to sound. But yeah, 6.5 pages, and then hopefully I can start playing video games again. Next Friday is our
End of the semester for us, yeah.
Yeah, end of semester.
The university will be closing up
And then
until
hopefully-
summertime, so
Hopefully I'll be able to dive deep into games. We can finish up Borderlands so we can do our show,
yeah.
our other show.
And later this month we'll have big stuff too, just because Days Gone is going to come out and then Mortal Kombat 11 is going to come out,
Yeah.
so we'll both be playing those
We'll both be broke by
respectively,
by the
yeah.
beginning of May.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good games like coming up that we're really excited for. But that's pretty much all that we've got.
Wait. We said that we were going to answer any questions. I forgot about the question we got in our last episode. I almost forgot. I was like, wait.
Somebody asked a question.
Somebody asked a question in the actual...
And this is on our YouTube page.
Yeah, we asked you guys to ask questions.
Heads up.
Whoa, my bad.
Oh, there's my sound, sweet sound of my voice, which I don't like listening to.
Yeah. I don't like listening to it either. I'm just fucking around.
There's
So we had a question from Peyton. I have a question. When can I guest star on the podcast? So Peyton is my girlfriend. Peyton, you cannot guest star on the podcast because you don't know anything about video games.
we appreciate the support though.
She wants to come on here and talk about Super Smash and Mario Kart, but not of the Switch version. She wants to talk about Mario Kart and Super Smash for the Wii. I try to explain to her that that's two generations ago. That's like 8 years ago.
That's not even that though. That's like right in the like dark ages where it's like
That's in the dark ages
It's not
of
old
Nintendo.
enough to be nostalgic.
It's just like
It's just old enough to be like I don't want to play this.
exactly. So that's where her expertise lies.
Yeah.
and that's it. But yeah, so sorry, you can't be on the show.
We love our fans though. Thank you.
Thank you for submitting a question. If you also want to ask us questions, just leave us a comment in the YouTube and we will read it.
Yeah, and we'll respond as quickly as we can. Any if you want to ask us any questions, or if you want for our Patreon exclusive episodes to give us any topics that you want us to talk about, or just let us know what you think about this PlayStation 5 news or the pricing. How much do you think it's going to cost? What do you feel about this Xbox One all-exclusive console? A lot of stuff to talk about, and we'll definitely see what you guys say in the comments. But before we end the episode, we have to say thank you to our Patreon supporters, George, Lacey Perez, and Matt Acevedo. Thank you so much for your support. You'll get obviously the shout out that you just got because you're great supporters and we love you. And also the Patreon exclusive episode that comes out every week. It's a full hour episode that's kind of more laid back. We're just kind of talking trash, but they're enjoyable. We like them a lot.
They're like grand
And you
video
pick-
game topics.
You pick the topics.
Yeah.
So you really choose what you want to hear out of those. But yeah, that's all we've got. I thought it was a lot of good news week, and
It was pretty busy compared to last week, which was kind of slow.
yeah,
Like this week, like starting with Saturday with the Star Wars news and carrying all the way throughout the week.
every day there was something.
I was like, oh man, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you guys for listening, and have a good one.
Love you. Peace.